It was Mark Polton that packaged it. Mark is fired. Tell Mark I'm mad.
Yeah, this is primetime Polton. Keep it entertaining. You already know. Outworking everybody and he don't ever quit. Talking about plenty comics like Graveyard Shift, Sea Dogs, Fighting Wolf, U.S. Assassin. Doing just what he loves. This is his passion. Bring more value to your dollar. No, I'm not fronting. That's how just a writer became a moral compass. This is primetime Polton. This is primetime Polton. Let's go.
so let's go. Think I'm better than a seasoned pro. The moral compass set the stage. Big gravy's drawn on age. Gonna launch my own campaign. When it hits, we'll share the champagne. You don't wanna be a bum. does it like no other. Haunted pizza visionaries on the creative attack. Fulfilling time ain't no worry, gonna get what you back. Week's feast is coming, but Steamer is close. Creative juices are flowing, hit me with another dose. Don't be a hater, we're indie comic creators. Indie comics revolution, brother. Haunted pizza does it like no other. Haunted pizza. Haunted pizza. Well, let's go.
What's up, guys? Happy Thursday. It's the Moral Compass, the Fulfillment King, comic book writer Mark Polton, and this is a special stream. We usually don't stream on Thursdays, but it's a big day. Eric Ninialtowski's Shadow Sentry launched today on Rippasend. Eric's going to be joining us in a little bit. But first, let's say hello to the chat. First in the chat, as always, our guy. We got Ice Pick Mark Pengrin in the chat, throwing up the pizza slice. He says, order Shadow Sentry Volume 1 hardcover through Rippasend today. Already posting the links. Thank you so much. Also, he wants you to know, get commissions, original art, and more over at Eric's website. New song. Yeah. I tried to, spice things up. It's usually Billy Squire. Today it was Five Finger Death Punch. We got Amanda B in the house. It's a launch. She didn't get the memo. It's all over Twitter. X. Go check it out. She's very happy for Eric. Amanda also says, Haunted Pizza does it like no other. I see Eric in the back room. We're going to bring him on real soon. First, I want to remind people. Let me bring it up. Gun Goth Footpath. Hostile Assets is up on Kickstarter right now, the sign up. We're launching April. I haven't picked a day yet. I was going to say my birthday, but that's Easter. I'm not going to launch it on Easter. Probably sometime around that time, though. Probably before middle of the month. But the book is looking gorgeous. Artwork by Edson Alves with colors by Anthony George. Look at some of these interior pages. There's Gun Goth right there, looking great. And there's Footpath. Man, if you're a fan of 90s crossovers like The Kindred, Killer Instinct, stuff like that, I think you're going to really love Hostile Assets. That's what we were shooting for when we came up with this idea. It's Page One Comics. That's Footpath is their character. And then Gun Goth is Haunted Pizzas. We decided to team up and do something fun for fans. We got some other cameo appearances in there as well from the cast of U.S. Assassin. So this is going to be a fun book, lots of cameos, and who knows, maybe it'll lead to other things with Page One Comics. But if you haven't signed up yet, go check it out. I'll drop the link in the chat. Mark Pengrin suggests we drop it on 420. I don't know about that. All right, let's bring Eric on. I see he's in the chat. Let's bring him on. What's up, Eric?
What's up, Mark? How's it going, man? Long time no see.
Yeah, no. Congratulations, big day for you, huh?
Yeah, big day. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Before we get into that, though, once you logged on, I saw that Phillies cap in the background, and I wanted to pick your brain because Philly's my favorite team.
Yes, sir. Bam. It's collecting dust, but it's signed by Mike Schmidt, my all-time favorite Phillies player.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, what did you think of the Phillies off-season so far?
I haven't really been checking it out. You'd have to fill me in, man. What's going on?
Oh, well, they were in the free agent, sweepstakes for Bo Bichette, Toronto's slugger, and he basically confirmed with the team that he was going to sign with them. and then the last minute he decided he wanted to be a Met instead.
Oh, dude.
So I have a feeling the fans have found their new favorite player to hate when the Mets come to town.
Right. Yeah, man. I'm still in football mode, so
Gotcha.
Philly was doing pretty good there. Well, I shouldn't say pretty good. They're doing pretty horrible. I don't know how they made it that far, but the Eagles, I'm looking forward to next year. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. It was a heartbreaking end to the season for the Eagles.
Yeah, I mean, even as bad as they did, I mean, I'm surprised they made it that far, but it just goes to show you what they do have a lot of talent. I really think it was a mixture of, coaching and just like the guys were not feeling it or something. There's just something wasn't gelling this year for sure.
Yeah. And again, maybe we just, maybe we're a little spoiled. The Eagles have won.
Right.
They won last year, and I don't know. It's a very passionate fan base, but yeah, man. I'm more of a Phillies fan, and as soon as they got knocked out of the playoffs, you hear the fan base saying how terrible they are. After the offseason, you hear how terrible they are. They should have did this move or that move, but
right.
I'm always going to be a Phillies fan. We're a Phillies household, so we'll stick. I think they're going to still win the division. We'll see how far they go in the playoffs.
Yeah, for sure. They have a lot of talent too, so they should do good.
But enough of the sports talk. Let's dive into Shadow Sentry, launched from Rippasend today. You've done some work for Rippaverse, correct?
I haven't done a whole lot yet, but I did a cover for their it was the ISOM like definitive edition, so like the collected edition for that. I did a cover for that. He's got me locked in for some more covers, but haven't done those yet.
Nice. Is that how this all came about? You started doing some work?
No, this started a while back. I think just right after Rippasend started, I kind of put in my submission for Shadow Sentry, and it's been a long kind of like process, going through the contract phase and all that. So the contract phase, got taken care of last year, but then it was a matter of, okay, when are we going to do it? And then, once we were locked in, then they kind of announced it, but then, you have that process of like, all right, now we got to get the campaign going. When are we going to launch and all that stuff? So, it's just like a lot of things to take care of and get going in the background,
Nice. We got Phil Diaz in the house. He says, "Hey dudes, congrats."
What's up, Phil? Heck yeah.
So for those that are new to Shadow Sentry and new to you, Eric, why don't you tell people a little bit about yourself, your career in comics?
Yeah. So unlike a lot of guys that you might see, around this space, I was never really, published in that 90s kind of time frame. I kind of just started getting into art like in the early, it was like 2006, I kind of like got my foot in the door with a small indie publisher named Alias Comics. I don't know if you guys have heard of that. I did an internship with them. I met Mike Miller. He kind of took me under his wing and wanted to get the 90s out of me and kind of like show me how to draw properly, which was very helpful in the regard that I got a lot of good structure and things under my belt. And then I kind of, all right, now I'm going to get back to the 90s. And then I kind of just started doing my own thing again. So then like 2006, I worked on my first book with Lamppost Publications, and it was like a Manga America kind of like superhero manga that I did with them. And that was like 1,000 pages because they were all 150 page books, and it was an 8-book series. And I picked up after Mike Miller. I did volumes 2 through 8. So lots of artwork. And then from there, did some other like small indie things, and then worked with Awesome Comics, OSSM. They did Monomyth. I did a 3-issue series with them. And then, just began like kind of like the convention circuit, started doing conventions, doing one a month, and, doing prints and all that cool stuff, commissions and all that. And then COVID hit, and it was like, all right, now what, and then CG came about kind of that time frame, a little bit before that, but I kind of heard about it, got involved with it. And then I was like, I'm going to launch Shadow Sentry. So that was 2020. And, but Shadow Sentry was always a book that was kind of going, simmering in the background. It's something I wanted to do. I actually pitched it to Awesome Comics when I was working with them, but they were kind of like getting out of that like getting out of doing comics actually. So kind of a bummer, but it was kind of always there in the back of my mind. And then, once CG came around, I'm like, you know what? I want to launch this. I want to do it right. I want to, get my best creation out there. Cause I'm sure like you, I've got tons of ideas, tons of books I wanted to do.
Yeah.
But Shadow Sentry was like the one book. It was like, all right, all the superheroes, a great, universe where these humans have near-death experiences and then they return from the other side with these supernatural powers. So kind of like an awesome sandbox to play in. You got your heaven, hell, good and evil, kind of like those biblical elements, very much like Spawn. So just kind of went for it. And, I've done 3 books, which, I did Origins with you, Mark. You wrote that with me. And so it's been quite a ride. And then, Rippasend came along and I was like, you know what, let me try and launch this with them, see if I can get my book out to new readers and see where it goes. So
what were your inspirations for Shadow Sentry? Because for me, before I even worked with you on the Origins, I was a fan of the series. I backed the previous Kickstarters, and to me, like I get like a sense of X-Men, but with heaven and hell as the as the playground.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, X-Men was like that one series that really kind of like popped out to me. That was what got me into comics, really. Like Jim Lee's X-Men, Silvestri, and then obviously once Image started, artwork wise, those guys were heavily influencing me and my stuff. So the Wildcats kind of has a kind of similar vibe, but instead of being like like the Daemonites, it's like demon but Daemonite, and then you got the instead of like cherubim, you got the cherubim or whatever how you pronounce it. But instead of demons and angels, they're aliens. So those kind of ideas have been out there. The Crow, same kind of thing, comes back from the dead to avenge his love. Another awesome book that heavily influenced me. So X-Men wise, I love the superhero genre. So it was like, let me do kind of like, I didn't want to do mutants, it's been done before. So I was like, all right, what if they, they're going to hell, they're going to heaven, and they're coming back with these cool powers, and, kind of very X-Men like series, but just done, a little bit differently, a little different twist. Nice.
We got Alex Miller in the chat. He's itching for more Man with No Strings from Zaid Comics.
Heck yeah.
What's up, Alex? Thanks for joining us. I'm going to bring up the campaign page. It launched earlier today, I believe at noon. It was I went on my lunch break from my day job, and I went over to X, and I had all these notifications. It was nice to be tagged in on the launch links. That was pretty cool. I even got a text message, and it said it was a text from Rippaverse, and it was now available. Shadow Sentry from Eric Ninialtowski and Mark Polton. I was like, what?
That's awesome.
Very cool.
I'm not signed up for the text messages apparently.
But here it is over. It's right on the main page of Rippasend. You click on Shadow Sentry. It brings you to the collection page. I'm going to play the trailer. It's fantastic.
Yeah, that came out good.
Since the dawn of creation, the forces of darkness have waged war against humanity. Their battles etched in blood. Vampires, werewolves, witches. Echoes of evil's ancient assault. We once knew these truths, but they faded into legend and lore. Now, the evil one plays a deadlier game. Humans who cross death's doorway return, twisted, imbued with the powers of the fury of hell. We call them Hellborn, and they walk amongst us. But heaven hasn't stood idle. It has chosen its own warriors. I was one of them. I led Marines through the fire. Now I lead soldiers of a different kind. Superhumans forged in light. Our mission: hold back the tide and stop the legions of hell. The war is here, and we all must be ready. Just know, you are not alone. We will fight for you. We are the Watchers. guardians against the dark. We are the Shadow Sentry.
Man, what a great trailer.
Yeah, man. I had to find a really good voiceover. I wanted somebody that sounded like Commander Noble. So it was a fun process.
So
Very cool.
did you put that together yourself, or did Rippasend help you with it, or?
It was all Rippasend. I kind of gave him like the bare bones. I gave him the images. I gave him the basic the verbiage of it. You know what I mean? That would be read in it, but they did everything else. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it came out fantastic. We got ha 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 in the chat saying the numbers aren't right. I need to log in to see the updated numbers. It'll take me forever to figure out how to log in, but I thought the numbers looked a little off. Alex Miller says this book is looking good. Thank you so much. Amanda sharing the links as well. Thank you, Amanda B.
Amanda.
So let's go through, one of the things at the end of the trailer, all the different merch. Now,
Yep.
Did you were these ideas that you had in mind, or like you guys worked together to decide what, like the poster, the t-shirt, stuff like that?
Yeah. They're really flexible. They, whatever ideas you have, they can probably do it. But we kind of just wanted to do. They do t-shirts. I had a cool t-shirt idea in mind. They do posters, and Kanan White, involved with Rippaverse and all that. I was like, let's do the Kanan White poster. He did an awesome cover for me for book 2, so we included that in there. The art book was one of my ideas. Doing all these books, like, you get awesome artists to do all these variant covers for you. And I was like, you know what? I want to spotlight them and do an awesome collected edition of the covers and just all the cool artwork that we've done over the years. So that's like all the different covers. So tons of awesome artists, Dan Dahl, Perberg, Mike Miller, the new guys who did covers for me. But Kanan White's in there, Aaron Lopresti, Shelby Robertson, Kevin Sharp, Matthew Weldon. Like, there's a huge list. And so they're all in there. And I got the black and white versions as well as colors. So that's kind of just, something I like to collect is awesome artwork. And I've got a ton of it. So I wanted to put it in a book for people to collect.
Yeah, we're going to get to the art book in a bit. Let's go through the different tiers. You have the collected edition volume 1, the soft covers. You have 4 different covers to choose from. I have some of them pulled up. Let me see if I can bring them up. That Mike S. Miller cover is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, all the covers are gorgeous, but that Mike S. Miller one is fantastic. Let me bring it up. Let's see. Here we go. And these are the villains of Shadow Sentry, correct?
Yep. Yeah, man. Yeah, I like doing a Highborn and a Hellborn version with the variants. So lots of cool characters to play with.
Yeah, this cover turned out gorgeous. By the way, guys, if you're not familiar, Mike recently had a stroke. He has a Give, Send, Go up. I'm going to drop the link in the chat. If you are able to, please, contribute to it as
Yeah, he's been in and out of the hospital, but he just got back home from going in a second time. But he did say everything looks pretty good. But he said once he got the hospital bill, he's like, I think I'm gonna have another stroke. So yeah, any help would be much appreciated.
Yeah, but man, absolutely gorgeous cover. Who did the colors on this?
That is Carbon Graphics. That's my guy. Just one guy. He does it all and does it fast and does it beautifully. So yeah, I found him years and years and years ago, even before I started Shadow Sentry, but he's kind of like just a friend and just amazing colorist. So I get him to do all my stuff, and yeah, he's awesome.
Nice. By the way, we have 125 people watching on X, Facebook, YouTube. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe, hit notifications. I'm usually streaming every Sunday, talking horror movies with my friends. It's the Haunted Pizza Horror Movie Club. This week, we're talking Cobweb, a movie Dexter Weeks picked out. So looking forward to watching that in a couple days. Let's check out the next cover. This is by Per Berg, which you wouldn't think would fit Shadow Sentry, but this is really cool.
Yeah, AKA Narwhal.
Yeah.
AKA Plaster Harris. He's got a really cool style. And seeing the black and whites, it's like a impressionist kind of like artwork. It's like you're like, what is that? Like you can't really make sense of it, but then he colors it, and it's like, whoa, this is cool.
Yeah, this is really cool.
Yeah.
And another one, this is Dan Dahl. Man, I'm a huge fan of Dan's work. I really feel like he's been, I feel like he flew under the radar for so long, but now really people are starting to notice him. He did a bunch of work for my Universal's Initiative book coming out later this year. And man, he is so talented.
Yeah. Yep. Totally agree. He did this for me. So I originally wanted him to do a book 3 cover for me. And then just after seeing it and, just when everything started rolling with Rippasend, I'm like, you know what, this is definitely going to be a Rippasend cover because this is just fantastic. So
nice. Zaid Comics saying great covers. Yeah, these are beautiful. Now, who's the fourth one? I wasn't able to find that.
So that'd be mine. So technically there's 5 covers. So I'm doing a version of Dan's that's going to have like a foil.
Okay.
I haven't decided if it's going to be like holographic or foil. I'm getting some samples from the printer because they could do all kinds of cool stuff with it. So we're going to do something special with it, and it'll be an awesome, some type of foil, like chrome, awesome look. So excited about that. And then I have my version, the hardcover edition is going to have my cover on it.
Oh, so this one right here.
That's it. Yeah. So that's my cover.
Yeah, this is a fantastic cover too. And the colors all by the same guy?
Yep, Carbon Graphics.
Man.
So Per Berg, he colored his own cover, but all the rest are Carbon Graphics. So
man, I love it. I love all the like how the characters are all kitted out with the gear. I mean, you mentioned like Wildcats, X-Men. You really get those 90s vibes, and I love it.
Yeah. Yep. Got to go with the gear. It's time consuming, but it's just so freaking cool.
So besides being hardcover, is there any difference between the soft cover and the hardcover versions?
So like the Dan Dow cover, the second one will have some cool variation to it with the foil and stuff. I think Mike and Per Berg, nothing special except that those are going to be, once it's done printing, you're not going to be able to get those anymore. But Dan's cover will be kind of like the regular cover that they will continue to keep in stock.
Now, does the hardcover like have extra material, like making stuff, or
it does?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. We got I'm not sure how many pages, like 8 or 10 of like sketches of all the characters, early concept designs that I did, and just kind of breaking down the characters. And I give a little commentary in there, what I was thinking, what I was going for. There's sketches in there from like when I was in high school, and I'm like drawing Brazen and Midst, and you kind of like see where I was at, way back then. But yeah, just kind of like the process of developing the characters and what they look like and all that good stuff. So yeah, some extra cool stuff in there.
So you mentioned high school. How long have these characters been with you?
So I think Midst, Brazen, and then also from like the other, like the European group of the Shadow Sentry, which are called the Night's Watch. There's a character in there called Galleon, and he had a different name way back when, but like those characters I was creating in high school, and like Ganon, not too far after that. So some of them, not all of them, but a few of them, kind of started way back then, and then as time went on, kind of developed some new ones, and then redrew them, came up with new looks for them. But the powers and things like that are things I thought of back then with some of the characters, and just kind of like all right, what's cool? Who do I like? Who do I not like? Who's not going to fit in this universe? Kind of just like going through everything I've created over the years and just putting them together in this universe. So very fun, creative time there.
Now, for the people that haven't backed the previous versions of the books, what are they getting in this collected edition?
Yeah, so this is book 1 and book 2 of the regular series, and then you're going to have the Origins book 1, which me and Mark worked on, and then so that one's like a 2-parter. So you have a Commander Noble backstory, and then you also have the Hopscotch backstory, which Mark helped me with. So 2 different teams there. So Clayton Barton, who's an amazing artist, he did the layouts and breakdowns. This is all working off Mark's script. And then I did the finishes over it, the inking and kind of like the embellishments and all that. And then, that was colored by Kevin Anthony DeCastro. And then on the Commander Noble side, that was mostly me. I did the writing. I did the artwork. I did the lettering. And then I had help with the colors. And then my friend Clay Pauly, he also helped me with the writing as well. So I kind of got him on board. And he helped me with the story and the plot and all that good stuff.
Man, what it was a thrill working with you and Clayton on the Origins, the Hopscotch Origins story. I mean, I've been fortunate in my career. I've worked with a lot of great artists, but I remember like seeing the pages coming in from you and Clayton and like flipping out. I thought it was like the best looking book I've ever been a part of. I was just blown away by the artwork in it.
That's awesome. I have some pages pulled up if you want to go through some pages. I can show you samples of those too.
Yeah, if you want to share your screen, let's
all right.
Let's take a look.
Let me see. I got it in Photoshop.
We got Phil Diaz saying Dan Dahl, always killer. We got Elves Bleed in the chat saying, didn't expect an art book. That's cool. Plan on ordering 2 books and the art book. That's awesome, man.
Sweet. Thank you.
Yeah, let's pull this up. What do you got here?
So here's the art book cover. So kind of like a mishmash of different stuff, but Matthew Weldon is in there. This is Mike Miller. This is Clayton and me working on Hopscotch. And then I did the colors. And then you got Kanan White down here. So that's the art book cover. And then let's see. So all those. So here's some pages. This is from book 1. But let me skip real quick to where is it at? Uh-oh, did I not pull it up? Let me see. Dun, dun, dun. I know I put some. All right, hold on. I didn't include the Hopscotch stuff. Let me find that real quick.
Yeah, no problem.
Dun, dun.
I'm going to drop the link for Shadow Sentry in the chat, guys. Absolutely killer book by Eric.
So let's see.
Looking at this double page spread right here, incredible layout. Who would you say is your biggest influence as an artist?
There we go. Biggest, probably Jim Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I really like Rob Liefeld's layouts. He's got a lot of action to his layouts. But Jim Lee kind of like when you look at him versus maybe a Mark Silvestri, like there's just Mark Silvestri's maybe a little more like not messy but sketchy, and I kind of always liked how Jim Lee was very like pristine and precise, and Scott Williams inking him, just everything looked just like awesome. So definitely modeled, my work after the Lee and Williams kind of team. And so here is a page from the Hopscotch origin story. So you got this big guy here, Hiroto, and he's like a big Yakuza warlord, and he's kind of after Hopscotch, who is Katarina, her family. And then you got this awesome looking dude back here. That's Akira, the Iron Demon. So, and then here's kind of her little, and then again, Clayton's awesome work that I got to ink over. Very, very fun. And we got to create an awesome looking Satan, which came out super cool.
Yeah, this is gorgeous. Over in the chat, Alex Miller says, Matthew Weldon, the artist for Soul Finder?
Did he do Soul Finder?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That
And,
Matthew Weldon.
Also, the Origins cover with Hopscotch has been my fave. That cover was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
Z Comics agreeing, Weldon is awesome.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if you guys like just checking out other artists and stuff, you'll love the art book. Obviously Clayton Barton's covers will be in there. And then, and then here's a page from, this is probably one of my favorite pages. I know there's there's no big shots of Hopscotch or anything, but just like the layout and just the way the panels, like Clayton has really good breakdowns. Just like very precise and just the way everything flows is very logical, very good. It was really fun working on that with him.
How do you like collaborating with other artists? Do you enjoy it? Do you prefer working with by yourself more? Or?
I mean, I've worked with Clayton, with yourself. I mean, besides that, not many other people like taking on my characters per se. Yeah. So I thought it was fun because, the nice thing about this story, it's kind of set like outside the regular series. So you can really kind of do whatever you want. So, you set it in Japan and you got them running through this cool, like carnival type street thing performance that's going on. And, there's just so many cool things you could do and just play with. I thought it was awesome. I really enjoyed it. I tried to be like a little hands off and kind of give you guys, that freedom, you know what I mean? But I did have the plot in mind. So, we're kind of regulated there, but yeah, super fun, man. And, just so people know, Mark has already written the second part to this story. So that is hopefully coming soon. And I'm going to get Clayton to work on it again. Assuming he has time. So definitely want to do that again.
Yeah. So that brings me to the question, after this, what's next for Shadow Sentry?
Next would be finishing book 3. I've already started book 3. So get that done and then probably start cracking on Origins book 2. So kind of my initial goal was to do a regular series book and then, like a backstory and then an origin story, or I'm sorry, the regular series. So kind of like, back and forth with that. And then just give people a little bit more to check out and kind of build out the world a little bit more. But yeah, so I got about 7 pages done in book 3. And then, assuming this all goes well with this campaign, then just keep going and keep doing
books, no, I'm looking forward to diving back into Hopscotch, writing the dialogue and stuff. Have those pages been completed yet?
No, he hasn't started on them yet. But he is definitely down. So once we're able, we'll definitely start cracking on that.
Yeah, I just want to add, like I had so much fun writing it. That opening scene that you were talking about, that it's like a lantern festival that the action's taking place. Man, seeing that come to life through you and Clayton was great. Seeing like the big dragon working its way through the streets. Yeah, it's just gorgeous artwork. Guys, you're gonna love it if you haven't picked up the book before and you're getting this collection for the first time. Yeah, I can't speak more highly of it. It's gorgeous.
Yep. Yeah, Clayton, the way he did it, like the scene, he's running through the street and everything, just really like kind of like you're in there, and super good. The whole thing is great. So definitely good. You should check it out. So. Heck yeah.
You got some more art you want to share with us?
Let's see. So this is the Commander Noble story. So this one, I did all the artwork. My friend Jewel May, I've got so many colorists I work with. What's her name? Mohan. Her name is Mohan. She's in the Philippines. She colored it, and then I kind of like desaturated it because I wanted a kind of like Deathblow look to it. If you remember Deathblow,
yeah.
Not super bright colors like the Hopscotch story. So I desaturated it and just kind of like, gave it a very gritty feel and stuff. So, they're in Afghanistan, and just wanted that kind of cool, like our military look to it. So and then I thought I had another page, but Yeah, so that's it. These are pages from the regular series, very 90s, very energetic and dynamic. So yeah, lots of fun stuff.
Now the art book, how many pages is that?
That is 72.
Nice.
Yeah. So
And it's all the covers, pinups, and back, making of process stuff.
not so much making of. That's kind of going to be more like the back of the hardcover, kind of like behind the scenes.
Gotcha. Yep.
This is like promo art, the pencils and inks of the sketch cards, or the cards that I've done. We did like a drawn and quartered series of cards. So I've got Matt Cosson, Elliot Fernandez, Siege, Mike, Matthew Weldon, all doing like their take on some of the characters as well. So all that's in there. A promo piece I did with Shelby Robertson where he inked it, and then I penciled it, he inked it. That's in there. So just a whole bunch of cool stuff from the Shadow Sentry. And then this behind us, that cool cover by Alan Goldman, that's going to be in there.
Nice.
With his, I have the pencils, and then because I inked it, I did the pencils, the inks, and then the colors. So you get all three of those versions in there. So
I don't know about you, but I always wonder, why isn't Alan Goldman like the biggest name in comics?
Seriously, man. Yeah, he will be.
Yeah. No, everything he shares is just incredible.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. So I streamed like that whole, I think pretty much the whole cover when I was inking it on my YouTube channel, because I was just like, this is awesome, man. And yeah. So
then you have some of like the merch stuff available in the campaign. You have the Shadow Sentry poster. You said that was by Kane and White?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And what's the dimensions on that? 24 by 36?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Nice.
Originally I was like 20 by 30, and they're like, no, let's go big. So I'm like, all right, let's go big.
Awesome. And you have the t-shirt.
Yeah. So that's going to be screen printed, which if you know t-shirts, screen printing is going to last a lot longer, because I had some Shadow Sentry shirts done with Printful back in the day, and that thing is so faded. So I'm like, I need a new t-shirt. So I'll be getting one of those. But on the back, it's got the Highborn and Hellborn logo, and it should look really sick. So I'm excited about that.
Nice. And then there's different tiers as well. You have like the book pack, where you get, I believe, all 5 books, the 4 soft cover, the 1 hardcover. There's an option where you get a hardcover and the soft cover of your choice. That's the +1 pack. Okay, cool. Which is funny. I saw someone on Twitter say earlier today saying there was too many covers to choose from. They couldn't decide between one of the soft covers and hard covers, and you were like,
get the one with both.
Yeah, no, that tier was made just for them.
Right, exactly. Yeah, man.
And then
do you want to share your screen?
Oh, sure. Let me bring it up. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
The I Want It All tier, and that is everything.
Yep.
Yeah, this is incredible. So you have the 4 soft covers with covers by Mike Miller, Per Berg, the 2 Dan Dahl covers. You got the hardcover with Eric's beautiful artwork on it, the art of book, the poster, and the t-shirt.
Yep.
Man, very cool. So much stuff to choose from.
Yeah, definitely.
And for those wondering, the shirts go from extra small all the way to 4XL.
All right.
So they got you covered.
Nice. Yeah. I went with the XL.
Nice.
As long as it doesn't shrink, should be good.
Man, so the campaign looks great. I'm already a fan of the book. The book's amazing. Even if I hadn't worked on it, I was a fan before that. It's one of the, I've raved about the artwork enough, but it's one of my favorite crowdfunded books that I discovered over the last few years. you know, I know you said Mike tried to shake those 90s, that 90s out of you, but
Yeah.
I'm glad you rediscovered it because, you know, there's a lot of people like me out there that, you know, that's the era that made them comic book fans.
Mhm.
And to find something that, you know, brings you back to that time period, I don't know, it's special to me. So I love finding books like Shadow Sentry.
Awesome, man. Yeah, if lots of people that, you know, reviews from the first and second book were just like, you know, this was like the kick of nostalgia that I needed, you know, that 90s fix that people haven't had for so long, and they're saying like this is it for them. So super happy to hear that. I mean, because that's, you know, that's what I wanted. You know, I wanted people to feel like, yes, this is like some awesome 90s art and story again. So yeah, very proud of what we've done, and you know, yeah, lots of great artwork, lots of awesome other artists working on it with me, and so super proud of what we did.
Nice. And guys, this is available over at Rippasend. Book just launched. Go out and support it. Eric's a great creator. You said you're going to dive into book 3, but you know, looking at the future of Shadow Sentry, where would you like to see it and go?
Yeah, I mean, if you know, you remember like kind of like, you know, Wildstorm, like the early Image days, and how you had like, you know, you had Gen 13, and you know, you got the Wildcats, and you got these other, you know, Team 7, and they kind of
Yeah.
all come together, and you know, something like that where it's you know, you got your regular series, you know, you got your team, you know, but then eventually you build out, and you know, I have solo books that I have in mind. Do like the kind of European Shadow Sentry, the Night's Watch, and have their team, and you know, build out that, and yeah, so just kind of keep building on the universe, and then introduce more characters. I've got the Iron Eagle, who's kind of like a Captain America-y Iron Man all in one. Love to introduce him, and you know, so kind of just keep doing the teams, and there's like a West Coast team that comes into play later, so I'd love to do that. And then so if I get done books 1 through 4, that'll finish up the first story arc of this regular series, and then yeah, then I want to bring in this other group. It's called the XI Hunters, and they're kind of like this. They have ties to Commander Noble, but like kind of like that military team that's kind of like hunting down the Shadow Sentry. Lots of cool characters to mess with there, and characters I've already, you know, drawn out, developed, and created and stuff. So I'd love to do that, and just keep it going.
And I saw you you sent me.
Yeah, I sent a link. If people want to see more of the pages, and I also included, that's kind of like a little press release I did, so you can kind of see the covers, see some interior artwork, and then down below I've got reviews from the books. So just give people a little something to see what it's all about.
Nice.
Yeah.
Before we wrap this up, Eric, is there anything out there you want the people to know about Shadow Sentry?
Other than it's awesome and you need to back it. I don't know. Yeah, definitely check out this page. I put this together so people who don't know much about it, you can check out sample pages from it. Click on them. It'll display it big on your computer or your mobile. And then, check out reviews. But again, I love it. I think it's awesome. I know I'm biased. Mark, you're a little biased, but you know, but no, I mean, even if you're not a fan of the 90s, it's still, you know, I think it's solid work. Solid art all the way through, and I think people are going to really like it. So love the sport, and we'll see how it goes, man.
Nice. We got Maromi in the chat. What's up, Maromi? Thanks for joining us. This page, man, definitely, guys, I'll drop the link in the chat. Go check it out. There's so much artwork to go through, and you can pull it up full screen on your phone or your computer. It's just it's a lot of the artwork Eric was sharing earlier, but you can really appreciate it once you're able to blow it up and see how amazing this is.
Yeah, it's 150 pages, you know, with all the stories. So, you know, it was kind of hard to which pages do I show, and you know, there's so many good shots in there. So I gave you just a little taste, and hopefully you guys will check it out.
And I'm going to read a few of the things what the readers have said. Here's one by Rescott. Really like the first one. It kind of reminded me of the X-Men back in the day when the X-Men were fun, but with a supernatural touch. I will definitely be in for number 2. Christopher, I just devoured both books. Best comics I have read in a long time. Mic drop. You have made me a fan for life. That's awesome. Daniel C., excellent read. I thought the first one was the best written of the indie crowd, and this one tops that. We need more people to find out about these books. Well, hopefully that's happening with Rippasend now, hopefully getting out to a wider audience, because I think that's what this book really deserves.
Thank you, man. Yeah, I hope so. They have a great ad campaign that'll be kicking off soon, so get it out there. Yeah, I mean, that's the plan. Just get it in front of as many eyeballs as I can. And
yeah, I mean, like I said, I thought it was crazy. I got a text about the book. I've never gotten a text about an indie comic before.
That is cool.
What are the details on the campaign? Do you know how long the pre-order is up for?
It'll be 45 days. I think they have it March 13th is the ending date.
Oh, nice. Maybe if we're both around, maybe we can meet up again on the closing day of the campaign, and
that'd be awesome.
A little more.
Yeah, man, I love that. Sounds
awesome, man. Eric, thanks so much for joining me today. Everyone in the chat, go support Eric and Shadow Sentry. I'm biased, but it really is a great book.
Thank you, man. Thank you, guys. I hope you check it out, and I know you'll like it. So thank you for the support, and thank you, Mark, for having me on, man.
Yeah, and guys, I'll be back Sunday. We're talking Cobweb on the Haunted Pizza Horror Movie Club. That's it for now, guys. Go support Eric, and go Phillies.
Heck yeah.